9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and welcome out to just something I'm trying for fun, shits and giggles. Yeah, I don't even know if anybody's going to be here. May mean nobody. It may just be me talking for a few minutes. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm game for anything at this point. Why not? Right? Why not try something? So there we go. Let's see what happens. All right, cool. Dun dun dun. Oh man. So, if anybody is watching this, thanks. uh, been kicking around. I'm going to do I'd like to call the Gamers Council live, which is going to be probably a show. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Let's try that. There we go. Lord Cognito is not here. There we go. But anyway, let's switch this around. Wow, looking a little rough there, Dave. But I've actually done a few live shows before, but you can't tell it from this, but that's okay. Thanks, man. Look at that. Plenty in the house. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate that for sure. Um, we're just gonna be checking it out, talking some gaming and stuff. I thought about asking somebody else to jump in with me, but basically this may last 15, 20 minutes, just kind of working some bugs out for today. But my goal eventually is to definitely do this on a weekly basis to where I can actually get in and meet with the community. My I guess concept or show idea about this is to make it more about the audience. So hopefully that's where it's going to be. So, but it may take a little bit to get there, and hey, we'll see what happens. Um, but like I don't want it to be. I mean, obviously, I'd like to have a guest with me, so I'm not rambling like I am now. but uh, but that way, I can actually get be more about talking about the questions. And I'm not, I don't have enough membership to do quote unquote super chats, and I'm not about trying to get super chat money. That's not what this is about. This is just about a chance to kind of talk gaming and to get more people, involved um, in gaming from this end. I mean, I don't know. I love obviously I love being a part of this. I used to be a radio DJ a long time ago and a program director for a rock radio station. So I kind of liked being on the air and doing that. Like I said, did for like 5 years. Doesn't pay as well as you would think, but unfortunately, not everything does. But that's okay because I'm actually I worked from there. I went to GameStop for 12 years as a store manager, and loved that. It was a lot of hard work. Being a store manager is not as easy as you would think that either. A lot of hours and a lot of holidays and stuff like that. You have to work as well, but it was still fun. Um, yeah, DJs don't get paid that well. I mean, it was a decent income for sure, but I'll be honest with you. Um, I let's see, I got offered almost twice as much money to be a store manager as I was a program director for a local rock radio station. So that's 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 kind of the way it is. A lot of people, you don't, you wouldn't think that, but again, you think like, Bob and Tom and shows like that, or some big radio syndicated shows. That's where the money is, and there's some larger markets, obviously, where you can actually make pretty good money. But where I'm at, the market that I'm in, is Owensboro, Kentucky, so it's the third, fourth largest city in Kentucky. I mean, it's a decent amount, and the radio station I worked for is actually a really good one, and pretty good in the ratings. But you still, and even though it was salary, I literally made twice as much. That's why I went to GameStop. I was like, this is a lot better money. So I did that. And like I said, I did it for 12 years and really enjoyed it. The location I was at was a mall location and a lot of GameStops, especially when there was multiple GameStops in one town, that they would, I guess, consolidate or close up, as it were. So let's see. You have a sales target? Oh yeah, yeah. We definitely had a target for that, and but I had to basically. I left GameStop because we were in a mall location, my particular store, and it was pretty high in rent, where we had two other locations in town. Those other two locations are still going. Um, that were strip malls, and which is a lot less expensive on rent, and you weren't beholden to the mall format or structure. It was sometimes you wanted to open late or have a midnight release. We had to get like permission from the mall, and they had to bring in extra staff and all that kind of stuff to be able to accommodate something like that, like a midnight sale or something. Where if you had a strip mall, it's like you just basically let the cops know you're going to be there and open your doors and you're good to go. So that's pretty much all that was. So and when I did decide to close my store, they gave me an option to go to another location as a manager, but the closest ones that were available were like an hour drive, and I decided I didn't want to put that much into it anymore. It was time for a change after 12 years. And like I said, I really enjoyed it and love GameStop as a company was really awesome. But yeah, but working at I now work for US Bank, so going to that was pretty awesome. It's a great company, and we really can't appreciate um, banking holidays. Like I'm on one today. Today's Martin Luther King Day. It's a very important day in America, but it also is a bank holiday, so I'm getting paid to be off. So why not? And like I don't work weekends anymore and stuff. So it was pretty nice. And GameStop is not a franchise. It's a corporately owned entity. Um, so but it's not a franchise type company. There are some gaming franchises that you could gaming store franchises you can actually still get into this day, but probably wouldn't recommend it at this point in time, as digital is really coming on. That's not to say there's not going to be Game Stops or not going to be retail stores. There'll be retail for quite a while, but yeah, but no, no, not as big a market as it used to be. That's for sure. So yeah, but anyway, well, Bunny, I'm really glad that you're here hanging out, buddy. You're definitely making this worth being here, and if it's a solo show, woohoo! Oh goodness. So yeah, we got to hear from the man.
So if this is about competition, let us have competition.
Heck yeah, yeah. Satya Nadella says it best. But yeah. So anyway, yeah. That's definitely a thing. Um, it's funny because like there's the chat that I'm seeing. I've got that's pulled up beside me in YouTube, and then I have the chat in StreamYards, which is a little bit of a delay. So that's why it's hard for me to. It's not that too bad. Literally a couple seconds uh, to be able to put those in, and then when you do emojis, that's what it looks like when you try and put that into chats. Purple crying face, purple crying face. It's funny. It's funny. But no. Anyway, all your comments and feedback are greatly appreciated, dude. I definitely appreciate that for sure. Probably going to go ahead and wrap it up for now. It's almost been 15 minutes, and just kind of wanted to get my feet wet, make sure that everything was going to be working good, and I think everything's going. Well, it displays emojis in the regular YouTube chat, but when you click it on the StreamYards, that's what it looks like. If you look on the screen there, hey UK lad, what's up, buddy? I'm just getting ready to wrap this up. It's kind of a little test stream, but I do appreciate you popping in, and everybody else that pops in, or anybody that watches this after the fact. This is a show that I'm going to be doing um, in the future. So yeah, there we go. Sweet. But I guess the kind of the format I was hoping for this, and I'll ask you two guys that are still here, um, is to be able to, we'll propose a question or whatever, and then if you guys have questions or a topic that you want to talk about, you know, I'll can bring it up on the screen, kind of like that. Yeah. So just so that we can be able to talk about it as more of a as a group, kind of almost like a talk show type thing, like a kind of like a call-in show without calling in. You know, I had thoughts about actually bringing some people in, and which I could actually probably have like a scheduled type guest. It's somebody from the chat, but just to randomly bring people in from the chat, I was discouraged from doing that because some people may just kind of lose it, as it were, and go on a rant. And I don't want that by any means. It's still gonna I want it to be fun and enlightening, and maybe just a conversation, have a little bit of fun and that kind of stuff. Let's see. Before you leave, can you talk about any rumors you've heard? Um, Actually, only a couple of rumors that I've heard are ones that I can't talk about. And I don't mean to be mean by that at all. It's it's strictly I don't want to ruin somebody's confidence. I'll just say this. There is a very high probability that the ABK deal will be finished before August of this year, completely finished. Maybe even a lot sooner than that. But and no NDA, no NDA. It's basically just a protection of friendship or sources. I wouldn't want to get anybody in trouble or anything like that. Now, if there was something that somebody said, "Hey, you can talk about this," and this was said, then yeah, sure, I would definitely talk about it. But no, I'm under no NDA or anything. It's just a matter of well, and to be honest with you, there's things I've heard in the past that I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's, pretty lead solid." And then somebody's come back to me like a couple weeks later saying, "Remember what I told you?" I was like, "Yeah." And it's like, "Yeah, that all changed. We had a meeting and this is what" I'm like, "Oh, dude," So things, even if they're kind of set in stone, some things and dates and stuff can change. And that unfortunately is the way of it. I do think that it's um you like Special Nick. God bless him. I do like Special Nick a lot. But I was real surprised that he refueled the rumors of Scalebound again. Now if it happens, okay, cool. I'm cool with that. Um, but me sitting on the outside, I'm thinking, wow, it seems like they should prioritize a lot of other things before doing that. But who knows? And in the big scheme of things, if you want to take a step back on the industry, Microsoft as well as other companies, they're looking a lot further out than just what's coming out next week or what's coming out in the next 6 months. Microsoft is already thinking 2 or 3 years down the line, you know, and I'm sure at some point they're actually have already started working on and will not talk about it or not even, acknowledge that it exists, the next quote unquote, Xbox or the, next iteration of whatever that would be. I'm sure is already, in the planning stages. And, because if they they didn't, they would be it'd be silly for them not to. You want to kind of have a roadmap. Now, roadmaps can change. Roadmaps can definitely go in a different direction, but you never know until you get out there and give it a try. And a big corporation, like Microsoft, they didn't get where they're at from just throwing darts at a dartboard. Sony either. Um, we had a few, and it's fine. I have a PlayStation, but people that are diehard on the PlayStation to the point to where they think there is no other system, that's kind of silly. But Sony is definitely the market leader now. But we'll see. And will they be for a while? Sure, they definitely will be. Even if Microsoft makes a big push, they're so far ahead now that it would take a lot for them to move ahead or move even or getting close to it. And that's one of the reasons why they want to fight the ABK deal so much, is because they know that that's definitely something that has the potential of making them work harder than they want to right now. So let's see. How upset would you be if the Activision deal doesn't go through? You know, is always that chance that something can happen or something gets, a big monkey wrench gets thrown in the way. But from everything that I'm seeing and everybody that I've talked to, even a few lawyers, that this is not something that can really be stopped at this point. There is no argument that would prevent it from going through. So, and it's just I really think that it's going to happen. So, John TJ, hey buddy, how's it going? I'm just getting ready to wrap things up. Sorry to sorry to throw this out there, but this is just kind of a test thing. Forza Motorsport, whatever. Charge and test solar crown. I mean, yeah. No, I'm big on Fords, man. I think it'd be exciting to have. My intent on this show in the future, which is actually going to be hopefully a weekly show and last about an hour, is to have maybe a rotating guest with me that's from the community that you guys are familiar with. I've kind of talked to a few people, but not really. I just kind of want to see what been making some behind the scenes stuff, like the lower thirds and that kind of thing, and setting up the artwork and the marketing part for it to see how I think that would go. But my point is to have to have a where you guys in the chat can actually get your questions out there. We definitely won't have all the answers, but we definitely be willing to talk about things and get a conversation started on something that you maybe want to know about, or maybe we hadn't thought of that you've been thinking about. So that's the goal of the show, the Gamers Council live, when we do start this. So hopefully it'll be probably in a couple of weeks, and I'll talk more about it on Boom shows that I'm participating in and let you all know when that's going to become available. But it's kind of I guess a chat driven show is kind of where I want it to be, without this, because as right now I don't have super chats, but even then it's not going to be holden to somebody who wants to throw money at me. That's not my goal. I want to be able to, if you do a super chat, want to show support when I get to that level, great. But that's not. I really just want to have a conversation for about an hour to talk to people about gaming. That's kind of what I want to do. I know I've been all over the place on this little mini episode. It's lasted 20 minutes so far, when this was just kind of going to be a test. Somebody messaged me, said, maybe you should have put that as private just to do your testing. Maybe I should have. But hey, thanks, John TJ. Ever hit the like button? If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so now. Yeah. There we go. Is that better? Oh, goodness. Let's see here. There we go. Throw that up. That's our website, outbreakpodcast.com. And yeah, there we go. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Yeah, please subscribe. Oh, goodness. But anyway, I guess that's how you build an audience. I appreciate all you guys being here. I really do. It means a lot. And I thank you so much for that, Drawn DJ. I love doing the interviews. Super awesome, super fun. So I've actually been invited on a couple other shows, so maybe you'll see me on some other shows as a guest here in the next couple of months, which will be nice. Still working on some bigger people, like bigger audiences, and we'll kind of see, what happens. But I am going to try and see what I can get to happen. I continue. I've had a few rejections from some Microsoft employees, but understandable. It's not like rejections as in like no way I wouldn't be on your channel. It's just kind of a you know either I'm not quite big enough yet, or the content that I want to talk about is maybe something that they're not comfortable with, because like on my main channel, I guess my main um the Outbreak Gamers is kind of a getting to know a more about an individual in person, and a little bit more about them, and some of those people at the corporate level, they don't really want to talk about them as much. They want to focus on gaming and stuff, and that's totally cool too. That's kind of why I wanted to introduce this show as well, to have another opportunity to interview some other people and see what happens. But hey, to me, it's all about community. I enjoy being here. I'm really blessed, and thank Boom and credit him 100% for me even getting back into any kind of broadcasting at all. So, guys, thank you so much for being here and hanging out and checking things out with me today. I am going to go ahead and wrap things up, just because, like I said, I just want to kind of test the waters today. Most likely, my show will be on a Sunday at some point. I don't want to step on anybody's toes, so I'm trying to squeeze in between a couple of other, I guess, podcasters, as it were, to maybe carve a little niche out for about an hour. So anyway, thanks everybody for joining me today, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you want to. Hopefully it should stay up for a while, but we'll see. I don't know. I may kill it, but most likely I'll leave it up, and at least you guys get to see the goal and what we plan to do hopefully in the future. But thanks everybody in the chat for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it a lot. You guys have a great day. Take care, and keep gaming.
9, 8, 7, 6,